Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges.
I had really good intentions of taking the camera with me and filming the whole thing, but I'm feeling so incredibly nervous and self-conscious now that I think I'm going to leave it in the car because looking like a cyborg with a camera on the top of my head is just like a bridge too far at this point. Okay, so I just went and picked up my race number for my first ever trail run. It's actually a timing card from About Time, and it's sponsored by NavWorld. Okay, so I'm in the parking lot at my first ever trail run event. I'm about to go and start the 12-kilometer race. I am going to take a tiny little first aid kit with me because I fell in the week relatively badly. I'll put a picture of that here. But I will make another video when I get back to the car, hopefully when I complete the race and don't die. Okay, so I finished the trail run. But honestly, I did not feel like I was at the end of my rope at all at the finish line, which is fantastic because I was half convinced that I wouldn't even be able to crawl across the finish line. I did go really slowly in the beginning, but then there was a very helpful sign saying only 5 kilometers left at one point, and from that point I tried to run as hard as I could. It was really weird running with a whole bunch of people. I'm not used to running with other people at all. I'm really used to just being on my own. So it takes a little bit of getting used to letting people overtake and very occasionally overtaking people. I am like ridiculously slow, but I got my finisher's medal, which I am stupidly proud of. I mean, I know my time was probably like barely above walking, but I did the whole thing and I never actually walked even once. I ran the whole way. I did see lots of people, lots and lots of people, either had an app on their phone or they had their watches set, I think with a timer, where they would run for a certain amount and then walk for a certain amount. I didn't even realize there was a thing that people did. And it did seem to work pretty well for them. It was very interesting for me to see that because I have such a vendetta against allowing myself to walk ever. I get like super bleak with myself if I ever have to walk on a trail run. So it was quite nice to see that there are lots of people that actually make it work by kind of running halfway and walking halfway. The points when they do run faster than I would normally run. I'm super psyched that I finished the race, and I think just by pure fluke I picked a really, really good one as my first trail run because it was very flat, not uneven at all. It was really not a difficult trail. It was much less difficult terrain than I normally run on in the afternoon. So that was great because it didn't feel like scarily challenging. But I feel like super awesome for having finished it anyway. And here's to many more.